I'm Andrea Maurer, author of Transformative Creativity, and this is Flying Under the Radar, a podcast about people who have built lives off the usual script. Transformative creativity is based on the premise that every time you act on an idea, you hand your nervous system new evidence about who you are and what's possible. The reason this podcast is called Flying Under the Radar is because the radar was designed to track people who are following the rules and the recipes and the scripts that most people follow. And when you're operating outside of that, it's really easy to feel like you're missing the mark or that you're in uncharted territory, which you might be. It's a hard way to fly sometimes. It's lonely, and there are days when you feel a little crazy or like you're the only one who's ever wandered off the path on purpose. But here's the thing. A lot of people who have had the biggest impact in the world are the people that are flying under the radar. They're the people that do the new and the different. They're the ones who think and operate outside the box. They're the ones that follow their own internal voice instead of the external noise. Everyone I'm talking to on this show has flown that route. They're not famous people explaining success from the mountaintop. They're just people who have built something real and are a few steps down the same road that you might be standing at the beginning of. We're going to glean what we can from how they did it. Every other week, I'll talk to somebody new. People who reinvented themselves or who followed some weird creative breadcrumb or built something from their own lived experiences or challenges, or who simply just figured out how to keep moving before they knew where they were going. Different people, different ages, different locations, different fields. We're going to talk to some 60-somethings. We're going to talk to some 50-somethings, a 40-something, and a 20-something. These people are in England, Italy, New Jersey, in my home state of Indiana. They're in Mexico, Chicago, all around the world. We're going to talk about cancer care. We're going to talk about spirituality. We're going to talk about restaurants and hospitality, conservation, surfing, real estate, renovation, and cake-shaped art about being human. So a lot of different conversations, same question. How does a meaningful life get made? I want to know what pays the bills and what feeds the soul, and if those two things are the same. I want to know what almost stopped them. I want to know what did they have to stop believing about themselves in order to get where they are now. I want to know who saw them before they saw themselves. I want to know what they did day to day when the dream was still just a dream. Every episode is going to end with at least one small doable thing that you can do this week in order to make your life start feeling a little bit more like your life. So, if your path has been a zigzag, if you have struggled to make coherent sense out of your resume at a cocktail party, if you've asked yourself more than once why you can't simply pick a lane and stay in it, you're not alone. Not even close. The first episode of Flying Under the Radar drops June 1st and every 2 weeks after that. Thanks so much for being here. Onward.